There is fear all over these markets right here, right now. Is there a recession possibly looming right here with us? I cannot describe to you, my friends, where we're at today, but all you need to know is that we are possibly around a time that would be great for you and I to continue to accumulate. In this video, I'm going to share with you some incredible and pinnacle points here. It's going to be a bit of a video here, so make sure to stay tuned right to the very end, and let's get going. Welcome back to the Crypto Bliss community and channel. I truly appreciate you, blessed and wonderful souls. Thank you for being here with me today, and you should be buying more Bitcoin, especially at these prices, and I'm going to show you why. It is literally the #1 asset in the whole world, and I keep telling you that. Only if you are subscribed to my channel will you understand that, because that's what these videos for you are about every single day. Let's delve right in, my friends. First of all, here's the fear and greed index sitting at 4. It isn't quite that. It isn't at 4, and I can share that with you here. The fear and greed index is sitting currently at 30. Yesterday it was 28, so it isn't quite the 4 in extreme fear. I think this is a diagram to really just say to the community of people that are out there that actually there is just so much fear, so much noise, so much hot air that is busy happening out there in the markets. And how do we dissolve that? By looking at these kinds of charts, the things that I'm going to share with you, and deciphering for yourself where the market is at. You can, and the chart will tell you everything that you need to know. Okay, that is the beauty and the power behind charts, because all they are is a description of human emotion, trading manipulation, guided forecasts on where the market is today and what it is going to do in the near future. So you want to know more about that? Let's get into this. So yes, about $2.8 trillion, my friend, wiped out from the US stock market yesterday. Maybe we should all say thank you and they'll stop. $2.85 trillion. That's more than the entire crypto market cap at the moment. Okay. Bitcoin is sitting at like 1.8 trillion. Literally more than the entire crypto market was wiped out of the market. But guess what? That didn't even really affect Bitcoin or crypto much at all. And I wonder, is it because there is a decoupling possibly happening? We'll have to wait and find out. Because right now you can see that 1%, top 1% US earners now have more wealth than the middle class. This is insanely wild stat, okay? The top 1% wealth literally have more than the entire 26% of the middle class. Okay, the wealth gap is getting more and more. Okay, this is going to become the invert of this. In other words, blue on top and red down below, which means that middle class is currently being absolutely obliterated, dissipated into dust, my friends. And that's why you need Bitcoin. And that's why you should use my link down below in the description of this video and get yourself my Bybit link down below, $30,000 deposit bonus. Buy some of this. No financial advice, but buy some of this dip, guys. This is a very, very beautiful here. I think this head pattern really should increase, so I will increase it, but this is the head pattern right here, finding a double bottom. Okay, Bitcoin is strong on support right now, so I really don't see it going down much at all, and I can share that with you because look at where we're at. Okay, cool. Possibly we could be expecting on Monday a potential, I mean, I have no doubt we could roll over here. We could come all the way back down to here and really create a double bottom. Okay, that is a high possibility. That would bring us back down to about 76 to 78,000 once again. Okay, then possibly we could see a little bit of a turn back up. Maybe we get a pull back down at this point down into the low 73, 71K. So we're going to be sitting sideways here for some time now. And only once we reach my birthday, 7th of May, will we start to rally. Okay, so expect April to hover around. You're only at the beginning of April. We have 1 month before the potential Bitcoin move to the upside continues. So be patient and just fucking buy this asset at this price. You're getting it at a discount. It's going to go from 83, where are we? 83,000 up to 116,000. Okay, you're going to miss out on that. That's a $40,000. It's a 50% move up. Why would you miss out on that opportunity with the world's #1 asset? Especially because the dollar is collapsing on its ass. Okay, you can see here right now, we're absolutely in turmoil with the dollar. We're bleeding down here. However, it has hit a bit of a support zone at this point. And this is why I drew this downsloping line, because in essentially for it to go anywhere, it's going to have to get a breakthrough through that line, which I doubt it's going to get. It doesn't have enough buy momentum. You can see that this candle closed within the framework of the previous candle. And we're still at a point here where the M2 money supply on the dollar is going to come down. Okay, which means maybe we get a little push up to this little bit of a resistance zone right here. But at that point, boom, next leg down for the dollar, somewhere to at least the 99 to 100 mark. Okay, I think that's going to happen. And then maybe the dust settles on that. I don't know. I can't tell you. But what I do know is gold clearly likes this current environment, and it is a flight to safety in full effect. So this is Q1 25 crypto and other assets performance. So gold 18.5% up. iShares ETF is up 4.8%. They've been buying Bitcoin at different prices, right? Fidelity's US bond up 1.1%. So only those three things are up for the year. MicroStrategy is down, Meta's down, Bitcoin is down, NASDAQ down. All of these are down here, okay? But Bitcoin can easily, on its rally up, start to inhale some liquidity out of here and out of all of these other assets. And that's why I would like to heed you with caution that it is getting late. We are getting to the time where we're about to make the move up. Look at this previous cycle. Look at this previous cycle. Look at this previous cycle. My friends, woo la la la. Okay, be patient, because yes, we maybe have 1 more month of capitulation and sideways trading and boringness, but it's a good time to accumulate, especially because we're in the red of the fear and greed index here, my friends. Okay, and as you can see, there's no V-shaped recovery happening. Bitcoin currently is in the 65% RSI. It hasn't even got anywhere up to the 85%. So everything that I've just showed you is all relatively bad news, but with some good news in it. We have had a subdued month and a subdued, but really we can push up quite a lot of, we have quite a lot of space on the RSI to push up, which means that our momentum is going to start gaining towards the upside. Okay, look at what happens when we come into the green. We on the gray 2-year realized price, we bounce up. Okay, what happens when we're on the green? We bounce up. Green, bounce up. Green, it's inevitable that we go up. To what price? I don't know. My target is 300,000 for the year. But if you look at this, okay, the Bitcoin stock to flow cross asset model is S stock to flow cross asset model. And so if we look at Bitcoin, extremely undervalued compared to gold and the housing market. Bitcoin market cap is at $2 trillion versus gold at $20 trillion. Bitcoin scarcity S to F ratio is 120 versus gold 60 years. Let's see what this halving cycle will bring. Okay, now let's have a look at this. Okay, you can see here that Bitcoin is the orange line. Okay, right now we're kind of sitting here with Bitcoin around this level, just over $1 trillion worth of assets. Gold, okay, is all the black dot up here. Gold cluster, right, Silver, way down here at a sub $1 trillion asset. And I actually think it's above $1 trillion. And then real estate sitting all the way up here at close on 100 to 130, 150 odd trillion. Now, do you see what it is that I'm saying to you? There's trillions of dollars that can come into Bitcoin, and Bitcoin will catch up to both gold and the real estate market. We have a long way to go on Bitcoin. And so it's so beautiful to see that the cost of acquiring 525,000 Bitcoin is approximately 35 billion. But actually at today's price, 528,000 Bitcoin would cost us about $44 billion. And at $1 million per Bitcoin, that same 528,000 Bitcoin would be worth $528 billion. So I like this, that being in the green on the NASDAQ's worst day since 2020 is absolutely priceless. I very much like it. It's like a MasterCard signal. I love it. MicroStrategy and Bitcoin are doing phenomenal. Now here's the thing. Mr. Donald Trump said the perfect time for the Fed chairman Jerome Powell to cut interest rates. He is always late, but he could now change his image and quickly. Energy prices are down. Interest rates are down. Inflation is down. Even eggs are down 69%. And jobs are up, all within 2 months. It's a big win for America. And therefore, Donald Trump suggests cut interest rates, Jerome, and stop playing politics, because he isn't a politician. He's the head of the Fed chair. Okay, so the prime time to cut interest rates is now, with Arthur Hayes saying tariffs could correct global economic imbalances and benefit Bitcoin and gold, as the weakening US dollar and potential currency shifts, particularly in China and Japan, this could create a favorable condition for these assets. And this is according to Arthur Hayes, which I do agree with. I'm going to show you some evidence now. Right now, we can see Tesla, okay, the M2 on Tesla is coming down. Look at where we're at right now. We're ahead in the crash of what we could potentially see in the pull down on Tesla. Then a little bit of a rally, then a pull back down as well. This is bearish divergence busy happening on Tesla, which is also a $1 trillion stock. And we could go see the price come down from 237 into the buy zone opportunity at about 188, maybe 170, 180 to $200 zone is a buy zone on the Tesla stock. Okay, that's telling us that this is where we should start to see a bottoming on Tesla, and that would be an incredible opportunity to buy that. The same thing for the S&P 500. Now, this is the thing about the S&P 500, okay, is that since we peaked out up here at the 6,143 point level, we have dropped into a recessionary territory. But by that time, we're already down 20%, my friends. So right now, you can see that we're down 20% on the S&P 500, and yet we are seeing us at this current point. We are seeing us at this point right here. Could we see some more downside? Could we come into the purple box and buy territory down here as well at about 4,668 points and still continue to drop further? That is a high possibility, but right now the fact that we have tremendously dropped is heavy, okay? We have come into a zone where, I mean, look at this. We could come into this peak here at 2021. Why not, right? This could pick us up at this point right here, and we could start to see some incredible journey picking up down the line. Hey, Brother Bear, I sent you a message asking you for 15 minutes. Let's jump on K&E at 1:15. So right now, we're at this very interesting point. We break this low. If we do, we undoubtedly coming down here to the 4,600 odd level, okay? But really what this is pointing out is that we are already in a death zone. We're in a death, like a massive drop here. But liquidity will pick up. We start to bottom out on the S&P 500. Isn't that insane correlation? Okay, but yet Bitcoin undoubtedly is decoupling from all world assets. And I'm going to show you why right now. But before I do, if you're still watching this video, I would appreciate you subscribing to the channel and hitting the like button, please. That really helps the YouTube algorithm share my content with more people like you that truly appreciate watching these videos, and it will get it out to more people in the crypto space. So that would gratefully be appreciated towards you. And let's continue with the video. So as we can see here, right now, this is Bitcoin versus TradeFi assets in the last 10-year performance. Bitcoin is the green line, S&P red, gold is the yellow, crude is the blue, 5-year treasuries is the purple, light purple or lilac, and 10-year treasuries is the purple. Look at Bitcoin outperforming all of these assets since Bitcoin decoupled from all of these assets, okay? Including the doesn't mean it isn't affected by the S&P 500, because the S&P 500 market cap is $20 trillion. The property, the real estate is market cap is $100 trillion. Okay, so we're looking at performance, and Bitcoin continues to perform, and it will continue to outperform forward. And here's a figures scenario of why instead of the chart. Like, I mean, the chart says it all right, but here's the figures for you. Over the last 10 years, Bitcoin has outperformed all these assets by 26,931%. The S&P in the last 10 years has only done nearly 200%. 5 years is gold is 125%. 10-year treasuries is there, and crude oil is only 4.3%. So none of these, I mean, these are great returns, I must say. Even the crude oil, but it's 4.3% over 10 years. Like, look at Bitcoin is giving you 27,000%. Why would you buy anything else but Bitcoin is the question. But the truth is that you have to rotate in and out of assets and take profits at some points. It just is what it is. The average returns over the last year for Bitcoin as an annualized return is 37.9% in this last year. Over the last 5%, it's been 58%. Over the last 10 years, it's been about 78%. But if I come down here and I look at annual returns, okay, the best year was in 2013, then 2017, and then 2020. Let's see what this year's returns will be. The worst returns were 73%, 64%, 56%. But the monthly best was November 2013 at 450%. That's a mad month, okay? Then March at 186%. Then May 2017 at 70%, okay? The worst month's returns, and this is, I'm getting to a point because of everything that I've shown you up to now, okay? This month's returns was 40% here, 37% here, and 37% there. Now let's draw back to our chart, right? So just getting back to the chart as to where we're at today. I'll give you a hypothetical example. We first of all have come down to about 30% already. So maybe we come down a little bit more, say, I don't know, say, but we've seemingly been holding this bottom here, okay, which was made on the 11th of March this year. We're seemingly holding that bottom, and what the M2 is predicting is that we could come back down to that bottom at some point around the 29th of April, before on the 7th of April we really start to take off on Bitcoin. So I would say to you, expect some more volatility, expect some more volatility towards the end of this month and sideways capitulation. But at the 7th of May, we could possibly then start to see Bitcoin really absolutely rally. So guys, the time is ticking. You have 1 month left for accumulation of this asset and all other crypto assets, because when Bitcoin starts to run, make no mistake, altcoins and Ethereum will start to run too, okay? And therefore, all other assets that I've showed you here today possibly can run too, but the US dollar is bleeding, okay? So 1 more month is what you have to wait. I hope you have the long-term goggles on, because right now, my friends, this is an opportunity of a lifetime, and you do not want to miss out on this. So thank you for being here with me today. Please make sure that you are subscribed to the Crypto Bliss community and channel. And thank you for being here with me once again. I appreciate you, and we'll see you on the next one.